2.2 million people die each year due to unsafe water. Animals and small children can die within hours to days of exposure to cyanotoxins, commonly called blue-green algae.
Cyanobacteria is toxic. It's going to harm you, it's going to harm your family.
It's going to kill all of the fish, and any animal that drinks from this is going to kill them too.
A bloom that generates cyanotoxins, water should be avoided.
You can have harmful air effects when you breathe in the neurotoxins, and it causes all these different types of health issues.
The immediate consequence is that somebody gets sick or dies.
The U.S. EPA declares water to be harmful if it contains greater than 20,000 toxic cyanobacteria cells per milliliter. Do you know what 20,000 cells per milliliter looks like? It looks like this.
Cyanobacteria are a nuisance. They're smelly, they have foul smell, they can produce foul taste, especially if it's a reservoir or a lake that's used for drinking water.
If you can see it, or you can smell it, it's already too late.
Cyanotoxins, of course, go all the way to things that would affect your respiratory system, your nervous system, and liver functions.
In addition to the devastating loss of life, harmful algal blooms pose an immediate danger to ecosystems worldwide, causing $270 billion in damage annually.
So all of these water bodies are connected to our communities and our livelihoods. Many of us get our drinking water from these sources of water and also go swimming in them as well. So it's incredibly important to keep them clean. If we don't, that burden gets put on to oftentimes our local governments or our water management districts to be able to clean up and put in policies into effect to try to reduce the impacts that cause harmful algal blooms in the first place.
Cyanobacteria is everywhere. We find it in Antarctic, where the snow melts. We found it in the desert crust. We found it in water, under snow, in the air. It's everywhere.
The one thing none of us can survive without is water. And water is fast becoming an endangered resource.
Have potentially toxin-producing agents in the water that would be harmful to people, pets, and wildlife as well.
Thanks in part to heavy pollution and climate change, the number of healthy water systems globally has declined to only 3% of all the world's water being suitable for drinking, bathing, or irrigation. 3%.
At first, you wouldn't even know that the water is contaminated. Then, when you suspect, that's already when you can see with the naked eye aggregates of harmful algal blooms. That means that you're seeing with the naked eye a microscopic organism, meaning that it's already probably hundreds of times, sometimes thousands or millions of times more concentrated than the approved amount of cyanobacteria for recreation or drinking.
Faced with these sobering statistics, Blue Green is tackling these pervasive water issues using cutting-edge technologies to selectively target and eliminate harmful cyanobacteria algae without harming other life forms or leaving any chemical trace in the water.
Blue Green used the highest and probably the best methods and technology that exists in this world.
Our treatments rehabilitate vast tracts of water within days, restoring environmental balance and biodiversity, improving health and economies, and impacting the lives of millions of people around the world.
We come with a team that understand and knowledgeable in different fields. We study the lake, we measure the lake, we monitor it, we talk to the people in the field that live in the place, and then we devise a treatment.
Blue Green is the first and only company to use a multidisciplinary, technology-driven approach that integrates three key components. 1. Smart data acquisition, which integrates satellite and drone imagery, remote sensing, and in-situ measurements to provide the company with extensive real-time data.
We're harnessing the use of technology in ways that are even better than human brains because we're using artificial neural networks to be able to recognize patterns in instant time. And the more data that we get, the better off our algorithm will be, so that we can improve our understanding of what causes harmful algal blooms at each specific location and give a precise treatment for that area.
2. AI and data analytics, which uses deep learning to evaluate acquired data and produce extensive insights covering size, scale, and trends of the infestation.
Blue Green Water Technologies is working with many different customers, types of customers. We work from individuals to companies to local municipalities, governments, and non-government entities. We try to establish a long-term relationship. Obviously, we're dealing with sick environments that require ongoing maintenance. Of course, at first, we try to provide full benefit to the local communities by remediating those lakes. But as an ongoing service, we try to keep contact with those communities, make sure that the environment remains clean and safe. Try to provide support when they're identifying problems in the water, whether they are related specifically to cyanobacteria or otherwise.
3. Proprietary water and biotech solutions, which are regulatory approved formulas the company uses to wipe out existing toxic colonies or prevent them altogether, resulting in the restoration of ecological equilibrium.
With Blue Green it's been an educational experience, because they have confirmed with their expertise in an area things that it took us the better part of 4 years to get our hands around, to get our arms around, and to come to conclusions ourselves.
Or anybody that drinks the water from this lake, that is cleared up. And this is probably the best drinking water that there is in the state of South Carolina. But Blue Green, I can't say enough about the job they did in clearing the algae, the bad algae, from this lake and making it pure again, not only for the people, but for the entire environment.
If you would like to learn more about Blue Green and its vision for the future, please visit our website at www.bgtex.com or email info@bgtex.com. Blue Green Water Technologies, protecting the world's water